Hey y'all, I'm Campalicious, but you can call me
or
Campy. Today I'm gonna be getting into some drag buffoonery and tomriggery. Have you ever wondered what Shaggy would look like in drag? Well, I have, twice. I don't remember what inspired the first dragification of Shaggy, but this time it was heavily inspired by these boots that I saw on Twitter. At first, I was just gonna draw drag Shaggy in the boots and post it to wherever, but then I remembered my abundance of fans on YouTube who are awaiting my next cinematic masterpiece. So I decided to get the whole gang up in drags. Now, be warned, before we start, this video is filled with buffoonery, riggeries, and straight up tomfoolery. So lace up your kinky boots and let's get to work. So like I said, this all kind of came about with these boots, and my initial artistic idea was to draw Shaggy in drag in these boots, which I did because in the CCU, Campalicious Cinematic Universe, it's already been done. That lore exists already, and this is just me building onto it and furthering his story in the CCU. Shaggy, aka Shag Doll, started as a joke. Now I'm obsessed with this lore I created of Shaggy being a stoner, monster fighting, crime solving drag queen.
A drag
He doesn't do any of it intentionally well, but he still turns the party. Outside of the boots from Twitter, which I kind of want IRL, I used a picture of Beyonce and my old Shag Doll drawing as reference. The dress and boot combo really felt like something Shag Doll would wear in my CCU. I felt like a skin tight mini dress and some boots would definitely be his silhouette. I wanted all of their drag sonas to truly read as them as characters in drag. Shaggy is an alleged pothead who always has the munchies and is always doing some physical comedy. So in my head, his drag sona, Shag Doll, would be a blonde bimbo who is always a little tipsy or high or both, who is always moving and doing high energy numbers, aka a stunt queen. So her outfit is representative of that. Shag Doll has on a pair of stable high-heeled boots that she can kick, run, dance, and jump in, a beautiful wavy 34-inch human hair wig, a long sleeve mock neck on top of a unitard, and a cute little barely covering her hooter mini skirt. This whole look was so fun to come up with. Like, I need everything she's wearing. It's gaggy. I like to blend that modern video vixen vibe with that classic 60s vibe because Shaggy is canonically always serving 60s fashion for some reason. Like, even the name Shaggy feels like 60s to me. I feel like I didn't put too much thought into putting Daphne in drag, but I got my voluptuous ass on Pinterest and everything worked out. So Daphne, or as she's known in the CCU, Purple Pansy, is usually seen as the damsel in distress, but I love how they kind of flip that on its head in Scooby Doo 2002. Instead of her needing to be saved, she basically spends the whole movie saving everyone else and whooping ass. That dominance and confidence is what her dragsona is. Purple Pansy is the CCU's version of Violet Chachki, but ginger. Purple Pansy is smart, confident, sexy, and dominant as fuck. In the CCU, she would be obsessed with slapping on a shit ton of makeup, and she would make it work, like, insanely well. Ugh, like, give her some eyeliner and some chapstick, and she would turn up to the gig looking like Bianca Del Rio, but making it work, unlike Bianca Del Rio. I know in the show and in the movies, she's usually white, which is fine, but extremely boring, especially since the whole gang is white. So I liked it when Velma came out, which I only watched a few episodes of, and she was North Asian while Velma was South Asian. I feel like it would be nice and more interesting if they were both South Asian. Purple Pansy, as known in the CCU, is the queen of purple and florals. I wanted to give her a sultry vibe to introduce her into my CCU. When I saw this picture of Marilyn Monroe, I fell in love with the pose, and that flower anime hair I also found on Pinterest. I'm not really in love with the dress. I just don't think I got the texture of the fabric right. Overall, I'm obsessed with this busty, sultry dragsona I created. And of course, I love her stamped mug. She's gorgeous. Random facts. Extremely busty. Always ginger, with exception. She's a Park and Bark girl. And she always has someone else get her tips. Fred was an enigma. I didn't know what to do with her. I had a RuPaul reference photo and a dream. Fred, also known as Betty Bats in the CCU proper, was a butch queen, so I thought I'd play into that. Jockstraps and tiaras would be her memoir title if she was canon in my universe. Fred is the preppy jock leader of the group. He's a little basic and straightforward, so I wanted his drag to be him but exaggerated. It's patriotic and sultry. Under that ascot, I know there's a freak. I know Fred is one kinky bitch. I wanted to do the whole red, white, and blue thing because I wanted to stick to their color palettes. I exchanged the red with orange. There really isn't much to Betty Bats, as known in CCU. This butch queen is eclectic and at times campy with a butch flair. I like the design altogether. It's not my fave, but it does feel like Fred. I enjoyed drawing him and bringing her to life. I do feel like I need to draw him more, which is a good thing. Also, that pop of ass does it for me every time I look at this. I don't know why I threw that bloody knife wig on top of his head, but it really does something for the look. I'm not sure it's a good something or a bad something, but who cares? Random facts. Betty Bats is always smiling. Betty Bats wears heels at all times. Betty Bats would definitely win Drag Race. Velma is the only one out of all of them that I know for a fact would never do drag. But for the sake of the video, I had to do it. For a second, I thought about putting her in boy drag, like a drag king, but that is certainly not in my wheelhouse. Velma, or V's Kitty, as known in the CCU, is the demure sex vixen of her own dreams. Out of drag, she is a semi-butch lesbian who's smart, driven, and strong. In drag, V's Kitty is a feminine and demure girl who often has fun pretending to be into hetero men. I was sure I wanted her to have a super feminine and soft vibe, but I had no idea what to put her in until the hands of God guided me to this photo of Betty Boop. I don't know who the artist is, but they did their thing with that one. I'm honestly really happy with how this came out. I wasn't sure what to do with her makeup. I had an idea of there being just like an orb of color around her eyes, but at first it just didn't click, but it came together at the end. These Kitty's performances would be high concept and very comedic, very Sasha Velour. I think she would also be very big online. Like, I imagine her having a cult following, kind of like in the 2000 movie, how she had those fans. V's Kitty, random facts. V's Kitty wears a lot of animal print. V's Kitty is very funny. V's Kitty can't really dance, but she makes it work. V's Kitty can sew and sometimes make her own wigs. first I wasn't gonna do Scooby because I don't really draw animals. But what is Scooby Doo without Scoob, aka Scoobarella, as known in the CCU, Campalicious Cinematic Universe? So I gave her a pink bow and kept it pushing. Ain't she cute? Ain't she cute? I also made this just to show them all together. I don't love it, but it's kind of cute and it gets the job done. Well, y'all, that's the video. I hope y'all enjoyed the insight inside my demented mind. Let me know which drag queen you would give the biggest tip to. I would give all my tips to Fred, aka Betty Bats, because mama got cake. Subscribe and check out my socials. And of course, thanks for watching. I gotta go shave my legs. See you later.